We're going to start right out with John Briggs. John is the author of a children's book. Actually, the book is right here in front of me, and it's called Little Woman, Big Talent, Judy Garland.
Yeah, Judy Garland, Little Woman, Big Talent. Right?
Oh, my God, and along with Mickey Rooney, and she was just phenomenal.
Well, she was 4'11". Mickey was only 5'2", which
so
is why
they look good together.
That's why they always paired them together, yep.
I didn't know she was that short.
She was 4'11".
Wow. Yeah, she was dynamic.
Yeah, most of her leading men towered over her. That's why they came up with that title.
Yeah.
But I think for a child, the idea that she was so tiny, you know, and yet she had this huge voice, this huge talent, this huge presence, was a great way to put it together.
She's a dynamic woman, but I read part of your book here, and one of the things I loved is her Jingle Bells, where you could not get her off the stage. What was she, 2 or 3 years old?
She was 2 years old. It was her first time on stage, and her parents, her sisters were singers. Her parents were vaudevillians.
Gum Sisters?
The Gum Sisters, yeah. Sometimes called the Gumdrops. And
yeah.
so Judy was 2 years old. Her mom was playing piano at her parents' theater. Judy starts singing Jingle Bell, and she sang it 7 times. Her grandmother had to run on stage and carry her off.
And she didn't want to leave.
Oh, she was screaming. She was, saying.
But the audience loved her.
Yeah, the audience loved it. They were cheering, and that's what made Judy finally stop crying.
That somebody really liked her.
Yeah.
Yeah. What got you started with all of the phenomenal people out there that were actors and musicians and you name it, what honed you in on Judy Garland?
Oddly enough,
did you have a crush on her? Come on, tell us.
I did not. I did after I wrote about her, though. I think it was one of those things where as the author, you sort of fall in love with the person you're writing about. But actually, when I sat down with my publisher, we were coming up with names of who we wanted to write about. And one of the names, I said, well, how about Judy Garland? And they said, well, I don't know, we'll get back to you. They weren't that interested until they looked into it, and they never found a children's book that had been written about Judy.
Really?
I was shocked. There's all these adult biographies, mostly about her dark side, about her various problems that she had.
Well, and many of them were things like, and that you heard the stories about, and I'm sorry, I don't know if it was in your book, where, she would come off the set and she'd be hungry and they wouldn't let her eat because...
Right.
Because they wanted her to be small and stay thin.
They worried about her weight.
And her weight.
Yeah.
And,
so they looked into it and they said there's never been a kid's book about her, so then they were interested. Because I had written one other book before about a woman named Mary Dyer, first children's book about her, so they wanted to go down that path.
Yeah. And one of the important things I think about a book like this is that for a child to read a book, or a young person to read a book, they see a person who was had some adversity. She was too short. They thought she was going to be too fat. All of these.
She wasn't attractive enough. She was no Lana Turner. Yeah.
Exactly. There were so many things about her that she overcame, which really is an inspiration to young people reading this.
She has so many doors slammed in her face, both in the music industry and in Hollywood. And
they didn't want her.
Yeah, she just kept going on auditions until they finally said, she's really good. We should put her in something. And when they finally did, she took full advantage of it.
Yeah. And what was her relationship with Mickey Rooney? Because I think I just absolutely love Mickey Rooney.
Yeah.
Write a book about him.
Well, he might be next if they haven't done one. Yeah, she had a crush on Mickey. But Mickey,
did she?
Oh,
really?
yeah, no. And in fact, they both admitted it. She said, as she put it, he liked other girls.
Okay.
He
was married 7 times.
Exactly, so he liked a lot of other girls, apparently. But he
married Ava Gardner. And
then he also dated Lana Turner and all these other women.
And he was short.
Yeah, 5'2".
There's something for short guys.
Yeah, exactly. So we tried to. They hooked up. They never dated, as it were. Although she wanted to, but he kept saying no.
Yeah.
Well, they were secretly. I think they had a crush on each other. She put him on her TV show in the '60s. So they made 8 movies together.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course he had such a long life too.
Well, just this year.
Just Sugar Babies. He did that when he was on Broadway.
He did his first movie when he was 6 years old.
Oh, really?
And he still has movies coming out.
Yeah.
Because he's in the next Night at the Museum film. So.
That was such a fun movie.
Yeah. So he still has movies coming out.
Yeah,
we lost Shirley Temple this year and Mickey Rooney.
Yeah.
And they were both friends of hers. In fact, Shirley Temple was the original Dorothy.
Shirley Temple was?
They had originally cast. They had cast her.
Yeah.
She didn't get the part because they didn't like her singing voice.
Well, she didn't have a singing voice.
That was the problem.
But Judy Garland, my God, her voice is incredible.
Right. So then they gave it to Deanna Durbin, who had an incredible voice.
Oh, yeah, she was.
But then she lost the part.
Though.
Right.
Yeah,
right. So then they finally gave it to Judy.
Yeah, it's interesting to read about someone like this who, and I love the photo that you have. And have we been showing the photos? I've been talking. There we are. There's your book right there.
Okay, yeah.
And let's take a look at some of the other photos. Now, this is her when she was probably how?
She is 2 years old in that photo. It's a very early publicity shot.
Great shot.
Yep.
And what is this? I can't quite see. Oh,
That-
there's her with her baby,
That's
right?
Judy with Liza.
Yeah.
Liza was just a
And
few months
Liza
old.
Minnelli certainly has made a name for herself as well.
Good career for herself, too, yeah.
Yeah,
In fact,
and-
her very first movie, Judy had read the script and recommended it. And
Oh,
then
okay.
Judy died before the movie came out.
Oh, really?
But, yeah. So Judy had approved the movie, though.
I thought that one of her finest movies, of course, with the Wizard of Oz, who can say anything about that? But The Star is Born. I mean, she was just...
For which they thought she was going to win the Oscar, but she didn't win. She lost to, I think who won that year? Oh, it was Grace Kelly.
And the problem is that you don't... Some of these movies, they put a musical in as a top show, as the top, and then a drama, and so it's kind of hard. I don't know how the Academy decide. Well, they vote, obviously, but sometimes there's a favoritism, and sometimes it has to do with the sentimental favorite.
Yeah.
And
she lost by 6 votes.
Yeah,
That's what they found out later on.
Yeah.
To Grace Kelly.
Yeah. And what did Grace win it for? Was that The Weekend? No.
I'm not sure what she won. it
Yeah,
for, to be
well,
honest
that's
with
okay.
you.
I can't
Yeah.
remember either.
Yeah,
So we're testing our memories here. But if you'd like to get the book, it's available?
It is available. It's available everywhere.
Yeah.
You can go to the Open Door Bookstore and order it if you'd like.
Yeah,
So it's in Amazon and Barnes & Noble and all those places.
Yeah. So it might be, how we give gifts at the holidays, toys are gone and
And this is
gift
a holiday
cards get
movie.
used up. But, a book like this is something that is going to stay on your bookshelf and you'll pass it down in the family.
It's primarily meant for students on 3rd through 7th grade, and of course, The Wizard of Oz was a holiday movie for years.
Yeah.
So it's perfect.
Yeah, and it's going to be playing again this year as well.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, I know. I just saw. I have to just say this real quickly. I just saw a movie, and I can't remember the title. It was something of 1938. I can't remember the name, but I think that was part of it. And she sings a song to Clark Gable.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
that was
you just
Broadway,
love it?
Broadway Melodies of 1938.
There you are.
Yep.
I couldn't remember the
Which was
beginning
her
of
big
that.
break.
And that was just, she sang that song so sweetly.
She sang that song to Clark Gable at his birthday party.
Oh, did
and
she?
they loved it so much, they ended up putting it in the movie where she sang to his picture rather than the actual Clark Gable.
Yeah, it was just,
Yep.
you
there's a
made
picture
me
of
love
her,
you,
There's
yeah.
a picture of him in the book giving her a hug at his birthday party.
how
He cut her
nice.
cake and gave her a tour of the set. And that was her big break.
Well, if you're an adult, maybe, you might want to pick this up and
There's
just
a lot to
enjoy
know
it.
about
It's
Judy.
like, and I love it because in the back there's a timeline and there's also information on the people that are mentioned in the book. You did a lot of work on this. Good job.
We did, yeah.
Good.
So it's a lot of
Wait
little
for your
footnotes.
next one, and then you come
The
on
next one will
again.
be on Pete Seeger.
Pete Seeger. Oh,
First children's book about Pete Seeger.
yeah, he's.
So that'll be out in the spring.
Oh, how nice. What a tribute.
We're writing just for you, Ann. That's all we're doing.
Thank you.
We pick people you like and then I write the book.
Good, thank you. John, it's a pleasure to meet you, and
You too.
keep writing because you're doing some wonderful work. I
Well,
just
thank
love
you.
what you've done here in this book. John Briggs, he's an author, and if you're interested in getting the book, it's called Judy Garland, Little Women, Big Talent. We're going to take a break, but we're going to see a little bit of Judy. And what movie is this?
Till the Clouds Roll By.
Till the Clouds Roll By. We're going to see a little bit of that right now, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking to our next guest. So Doreen Watson will be here along with Josh Mack.
Never come true. Seems as though